I linked up Robert Asimba to Philippe Bresson, the founder of Insignia Production Global. Philippe is a Kenyan-born filmmaker who has been behind most of the content we consume on TV, such as Changing Times, Junior, My Two Wives, and Socialite. He's a 2017 Kalasha-nominated cinematographer who has had his content sold and played in over 16 countries, most notably the US through the BET network. Hi, Bresson.
The man of the hour.
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
It's nice meeting you.
You know, I'm just saying that so I can put on show.
You really are. Here's Robert,
Hi, Robert.
the filmmaker.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We've met before.
Yes, I think you guys have met before.
I think we have.
Yeah, so I want you guys to have a conversation around business. He's a filmmaker, he's upcoming.
Yes.
He aspires to be like you in the film industry.
Yeah.
Yes, as big as you are. So I leave you guys to go have a conversation and then I'll see you guys later.
Awesome.
Cheers.
This way.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome to Insignia.
Hi, Philip.
Yes.
How are you?
Very well.
No, Ian sent me last time he told me about you, and I was so excited and said like, now I've met Philip once. I know Philip, but we never vibed. You know, like this is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember we came, we hired a camera from you.
You got some equipment.
Yes, I got some equipment to do the first shot. Actually, to my second short film.
Yeah, which did very well.
Yes. And thank God today I have an opportunity just to sit with you and talk about production.
Exactly.
So I've gone through the internet, and there are quite a number of production houses in Kenya. And I want to know, how did you start?
We happened to be at the right place at the right time because we started when we were very young. I think I was maybe 19, 20. And by the time we were doing our first network series, which was Changing Times and Mheshimiwa, I was maybe 21. Because then, you know, when we were 20, we were trying to flag the pilot. And at that time, you know, we'd shoot it over and over and over until they were satisfied with the pilot for them to flag and then say, okay, let's do the first season or the second season. So we just happened to be at the right time in space, you know. That's pretty much how we started.
How do you normally pitch? I've tried this thing here, both. Pitch, like different stations, but I don't really get like a through pass. And sometimes it's easy for you to say like maybe you're pitching to the wrong people, or maybe you're shooting the wrong thing, or maybe what you're shooting is not what the market requires. How do you normally go about your pitching?
I'll say something interesting. There's a funny thing we joke around in the office and we say you can't stop reggae. When it's time for a big idea, when it's time for a great idea, it's time for a great idea. You'll meet 7 people who say no, but when you meet the one person who's going to say yes, it's going to blow up, all right? So you've probably heard stories about music execs who passed on great artists, you know, guys who, there's some videos you can check out online where music execs are talking about, oh, I passed on Alicia Keys and I passed on this person, I wish I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So we also go through the same challenges, believe it or not. We go to some stations and they say no to some of our projects. Yes, we go through the same hassle. And I think for me, over the years, I've gotten really frustrated over this because the problem with the industry here is it's not about great ideas. It's about clicks. And I hate that. It's about these are my people, then this station has its own people. And that's why I think I've liked working with KTN for the longest time, because they are very, like, if you just have for me at least, the experience that I've had with them is if you have the product and it's a good product, that's it. And they're looking for content at that time, they'll take it.
I feel like that's a very treatable thing. You say like, you know, it's like saying persistence break resistance. You keep persisting until you know that door get open. Now, so this one is for me. This is so personal. And when we're talking about money and finances, how because a lot of startups, a lot of people get into production. You do a gig like 100 or 50 Gs, and the way you want to split it is your company, the one you have, even whatever is a business name or limited, you want to put like 20% on it, and then the entire money you deem it as yours. How do you draw a line as a startup, you know, when you start production and get your first gigs? Because there are days when you don't get gigs. and you know you're going to dig into the account. How do you separate the account thing?
I'll be very honest. Sometimes you need to allow yourself to make mistakes. It's only until you burn your fingers that's when you learn. For some people, it'll take a longer period of time and you'll get a lot more chances. For others, no. But I think you just have to have your priorities set straight, but also allow yourself to fail. It's important to allow yourself to fail. It's the only way you can learn how to succeed. I don't believe in being 100% and being like, no, it needs to be done this way, it has to be done this way. The mistakes are what make you, you know? So in your case, I think allow yourself to use that money and not have money and go through that pain, because after going through that pain, then it'll definitely bring that discipline. It'll definitely bring that discipline. And you'll not even be asking me that question. You'll be like, I've learned.
At what point did you decide, like, now I can fully now have either employees or people who are working full-time? Because my experience with production is it's very hard, very expensive to put people in-house. So most of the time it's like you outsource when you have a production. So you're paying people per product or per production, not a monthly salary. Yeah. At what point did you decide, like, you know what, even if the next month I don't have a gig, yeah, I'll hustle to be able to pay the guys who are coming to the office?
I think we've been lucky enough to graduate from series filmmaking to commercials and adverts and documentaries and those other kinds of projects. And every month, you know, we'd have an extra maybe 3 or 4 or 5 projects. Now, then it makes sense to have permanent employees who can push the work. And also, in that sense, it's cheaper. So they double up and do series work, but then what we have tried in the last 2-3 years is to, actually 4 years, is to really do other work apart from series.
I wanted to ask you what you do with clients who don't pay, but since you say you learn the hard way, I won't ask you that.
Let me just add this to the issue of clients who don't pay. Now we've had this issue before so many times. The clients who take forever to pay. Yes. Clients who look at you being like, yeah.
And some they never pay. Yeah. They'll give you story.
And then the problem with filmmaking is that you have a large group of people.
Yes.
Handling. Yes. On one set, you could be handling 50 people at a go. Now, all these 50 people expect payment. Yeah. So, but my thing is, after many years of being in the industry, what I've learned is just handle it amicably and don't go burning bridges. Because sometimes, for some clients, it's like more of a situation type of thing, you know, that they find themselves in a certain situation and then able to pay you, but then it's their responsibility to pay you, okay? I know you're not agreeing with me.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
The reason why I'm saying this is because our industry changes so fast, things change so fast. Someone who did not pay us 7 years ago, I've met 7 years later and has given us work that's worth a lot of money.
And you're still friends.
We're still friends. So that's the most important thing to know. You cannot go around breaking and burning bridges.
Yeah. And you meet these people who you have to give kickbacks for you to give your job.
Yeah. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair, but it happens. Just watch and you see people getting opportunities who don't deserve it. But, you know, but you understand why they're getting this.
You know, 2 years ago, I got an email from someone claiming that, you know, when we did Spencer, it was screened, you know, it won an award. Then I got an email from a sound person saying, you know what, the sound that you used, actually, that's my jingle, I'm the one who created it, and you have no right of doing it. So it was this thing of, you know, gonna sue, let's talk about it, but we were able to sort it out. When you're talking about legal entities into film, how do you safeguard yourself? How do you protect your intellectuals?
One, register your ideas. When you come up with the initial treatment and the synopsis and everything, in the pilot episode, you need to register this and have a lawyer, you know, sign you up on copyrights. And make sure, a lot of people don't know this, but make sure when you shoot the pilot, be the first one to upload it on YouTube, even if it's on a private link. all right? So it's in space and you're the first to publish it.
Okay, so it can go back, you can go.
So if there's ever gonna be a claim on anything, there's a date that this was published. If anyone comes and says, I came up with this idea and blah, blah, blah. So you have your supporting documents and you have the publishing date online.
My last question, Philip, what advice would you give a startup who's starting in production? You know, like this young person with a lot of energy.
Be great at bribing and you'll make it.
Wait.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, it's all about perseverance and just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going and don't give up. And don't give up. They'll tell you have to be told 20 no's for you to get that 1 yes.
Super, fantastic. So great meeting you. Thank you so much, Philip. Asante sana. Thank you. I had really an amazing time with Philippe Bresson. I met the guy 2 years ago, and to see the progress that he has made was really fantastic. Now, I've learned this thing of, persistence break resistance, because, sometimes we feel like we are too small fish, so we cannot be able to get these big gigs. And his message was just simple, like, you know what, just keep knocking those doors. You just need one project to be found by the right person, and then just blow, just explode. And so I think I've learned, like, it's not easy for anyone. Everybody has his own struggles. The only thing that we need to learn and to understand is persistence really breaks resistance. And that's the only thing that I picked from me, that I need just to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing until those doors are open. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having watched the show. Hope you've learned a thing or two about the production business from the conversation between Robert and Philip, and you can go out there to either start or grow your production business. Please share with us your feedback on social media. The handles are right here below the screen. And remember, each and every Wednesday to grab the Standard newspaper to read the Business Coach column on the Hustle magazine. My name is Ian Dennis, and this has been The Business Coach, where we help entrepreneurs better their business.